This is a fun question. It's one of those that I trust my answer can tweak expectations a little bit and mess with you. I'm gonna make two Sigmund Freud comments. The first thing I'm going to say about Freud is a commendation, and then a criticism. Freud obviously is the founder of the notion that dreams are the be-all and end-all, and dream analysis. Even the word chosen is a phrase. The word analysis comes out of the Freudian tradition, obviously. But let me make the positive comment first. Dreams, and this is Freud's common sense observation, dreams typically express what you want and what you fear. There's no big magic or esoteric mystery about that observation. In fact, there's even I wouldn't go so far as to claim this is a proof text, but there's a passage in Ecclesiastes 5 that's provocative that says, a dream comes when business multiplies, when there's lots you're doing, when there's lots on your mind, when you're preoccupied. And I think that at that point, Freud is just simply making a common sense observation that many times it's our fears, our anxieties, our desires, our wants, the complexity of all that, kind of woven in with daily events in some chaotic pattern that gets expressed in the actual content of a dream. I would say that Freud's stronger statement is theoretical conviction that dreams are the royal road to the unconscious Oedipal complex. I would highly dispute that. Our desires may be our desires and fears may be around violence, maybe around sex, which Freud's Oedipal complex is a kind of a peculiar narrowing of the issues of sex and anger. But they can be around other things as well. You think of the typical performance dream that we've all had. Suddenly you're in a dream and you forgot that today was the final exam, or today you had to give a talk, and lo and behold, you left your notes at home and you're completely unprepared, and you, not only that, but you're not wearing any clothes and there's all kinds of people around, and a dream like that is revealing pretty straightforward fears, anxieties, concerns about how I will do in a certain context, and it usually hooks into things that are rather current events in one's life, either the day past or the day or the weeks ahead. All that said, where might dreams play a role in biblical counseling? And I would put it in very simple terms, that in a dream you are you, so you come out. There may be times when a very vivid dream crystallizes to probably typically fears that a person might have, and it's very memorable, and the person brings it up, and a dream can actually capture, this is what's really weighing on my mind, and I hadn't quite realized it with this vividness before. Give another example, though, that cuts the other way as to why it is that, because we don't believe dreams are some unique, privileged royal road into what's really going on with a person, there may be very profoundly moving, disturbing dreams a person has that you're not going to necessarily take a lot of time to analyze, or if you try to analyze them, you might not even be able to figure out quite what's going on. I'll give you an example. A young lady tormented by terrible nightmares, dark figures with knives and blood chasing her. She would wake up in a sweat and with almost a scream upon her on her lips. And it meant a lot to her. She even drew pictures of her dreams. I wondered, what are common sense, obvious questions? Had she been molested? Had she been raped? Had she been abused? Where are these very intense dreams coming from? I asked her those sorts of questions. Nothing particular came out. But because dreams are one of many things about any human being, and you can understand a human being through many, many, many doors, as I continued to get to know her and counsel with her, she was able to come forth eventually that her life over the past 25 years had been consumed with a secret, unspoken bitterness, envy, and hatred. And she had been so ashamed of it as a child that she had just stuffed it and stuffed it and stuffed it and stuffed it. And here she was in her 30s. And there was a sense in which her own hostilities, unfaced, she just couldn't face them. They seemed too terrible, too evil, too wicked. It was interesting that from the day that she acknowledged her hatred, bitterness, and envy, she never had another nightmare. And you see in that how, again, that's not the Freudian unconscious, and it's not even that understanding that dream was some key to the counseling. The dream was clearly very significant to her because it captured a lot of fear, but normal counseling got at the issues, and they surprised me and her, that had been creating the driving energy of that particular dream. So dream analysis in biblical counseling, sure, but not going to be central. There are going to be times it'll come up, and there'll be times where you will puzzle, because our dreams are puzzling, and you can still get to know the person, help the person through other doors.